Hey everybody, and welcome back to Rathlin Island. It's day one of early summer, and it is time to make hay. Literally, we've got all of our grass fields are up to full growth, and everything is planted, and we've got our last field being fertilized at this point. So we're ready to make hay. Look at our forecast here. We see we have 7 days of no rain. That's on top of the last 2 days where we haven't had any rain. So this is a pretty much a drought we got going on here. This was the real world. We would have probably about 3 months of no rain forecasted here. See, our money has gone up quite a bit, and we've got 5 pallets of wool here stored away in our storage building. We're going to go ahead and keep that stored away until next spring. While we're down here, let's go ahead and check out our hay situation down here in our storage barns. If you remember, this barn over here is now empty. No silage, straw, or hay bales in there. This barn over here, we have 57 straw bales and 65 hay bales still in here. And the first building we ever put down, we have 39 silage bales and 31 hay bales. So we're doing pretty good with silage. We're not going to bother with making any silage at this point. We might maybe make some bales towards the end of autumn. So we're good to go for now. So we're going to go ahead and head on back to the sheep farm, hook up to our mowers, and get to mowing. Something else that I wanted to mention is that I've pretty much decided when we're going to end the map here. And it's going to be at the end of next spring. So we're going to play one more full game here on Rathlin Island. I suspect now we've taken, this is going to be like episode 43. Taken 43 episodes to get to this point. I don't think we're going to take near as many episodes to get to the end of next spring. I think we're going to just skip through a fair bit of the work that we have already documented. I mean, seriously, there's only so many videos of mowing and baling and tedding that you're going to be able to withstand. Probably the next big set of videos that we're going to have are going to be relating to our canola harvest. Might have another video in between there. Been keeping ourselves busy with our greenhouses and with the BGA and with the cheese and homogenized milk production across the sound, and with the milk production over here. So we are pretty busy running things back and forth constantly and everything. I also want to get 1,000 sheep. We're at 875. That's where we've ended the sheep reproduction. It's like we're closing out a pallet up there of wool. But 875 sheep. I really wanted to see if we could get to 1,000. No doubt that we're going to get to 1,000 next game year over spring, because we were at what, 740 sheep, I think, for most of last year. Now we're at 875, so we had 135 sheep born over spring of this year. So we should be able to easily get 125 sheep next year, given the fact that our reproduction rate is just gonna keep increasing as we get more and more sheeps. I'm gonna go ahead and lower that down there. So I did toy around with the idea of bringing in a different mower. Not the Big M. I think the Big M is a little bit too big for the size of grass fields that we're working with here. But I did toy around with the idea of bringing in a self-propelled mower. Like the old Massey at the Massey Pack. Or I've got a newer Massey self-propelled mower. But that one's not MR'd. So I didn't really want to bring it in. It will behave a bit different compared to everything else that has been made for MR. And also when I was messing with it, I noticed that it was not picking up the compaction mod properly. Compaction mod was not marking it as basically it wasn't even seeing it. You know, when we walk up to this, we see the message. Well, no compaction right now, even with our mowers. Mowers aren't being recognized because they don't touch the ground. Go over here to our merge max, and you see the merge max is set to cause light compaction. Our tedder is clearly no compaction, as is our service trailer. It's interesting that our tractor is no compaction based on even with the mowers on it. But I guess the ground is now dry. It's down to, look at it, 16% ground moisture. Ground is just getting harder and harder as we go along. Look at our sprayer. Our sprayer is causing compaction. See those spray lines? It's because it's from the weight of the sprayer itself. It's good to see that this particular setup with 16% ground moisture is not causing compaction. Go ahead and lower this down. Get going. I also have a I've got a New Holland self-propelled mower, but I really don't like the looks of it. Looks kind of flat and blah. So we're not going to bother. We're just going to continue to be the content farmer and use the equipment we've got. I do know we've got $1.3 million in the bank. That little fact is not lost on me. But I would say 600,000 of that is from our wool sales this spring alone. A couple days ago, we sold close to $200,000 of wool when we had that great demand. Yesterday, we sold about $100,000 worth of wool. Basically selling the rest of the wool that we had accumulated over spring. And yet we still have 5 pallets of wool that we accumulated from yesterday afternoon till this morning. No idea how much wool we're going to accumulate over summer. So I've got no doubt that we're probably going to bring another 6 to 8 pallets of wool over summer, maybe even more. We manage one full pallet of wool per day. We're going to be bringing in another 9 pallets of wool over summer, when typically summer wool production is pretty low. But again, it's because we have 875 sheep. So for now, since we are going to have to feed so many sheep and our 27 cows, our cows are going to start reproducing now also, so we're not going to have a whole bunch of cows at the end of the year, the end of summer, but we're going to have some more than we have now. We're going to focus on hay production because we've got to feed our BGA hay to keep it going. Gotta feed our sheep hay to keep them going. And of course, our cows are going to need it, so we're just going to basically be the grassmen, if you will. We're out for the duration of summer. I'm expecting our canola harvest to come due around midsummer, so that will be another task that we need to keep up with. But thankfully, we have so many days of clear weather. I have no doubt in my mind we're going to be able to get all that taken care of in a timely manner. Just going to go ahead and finish mowing this field out and be right back with you. Alright, we're getting our grass tedded up here, turning it into hay. Tell you one thing I wish was possible with either seasons or with FS17 would be the ability to mow the grass and let it sit overnight and have it become hay naturally. You know, in our part of the world where I'm from, in the States, we'd mow the grass, or mow hay, and we would basically leave it out in the field we would mow it maybe mid-morning or so. We'd get out and mow the grass, mow the hay, and we'd leave it in the field until the following afternoon, typically, and the weather was nice and clear. And then we come back and windrow the hay together. Basically, turn it over once, let it sit. Probably turn it over mid-morning, I guess. Let it sit for a few hours, and then we'd come out and we'd bale it. So it'd be really nice if either there was a way to do a mod that would basically permit the grass to auto dry into hay just with time lapsing. I mean, we've got grass that disappears at midnight if it's still in a windrow. So why couldn't we have grass turn to hay at midnight and stay in the windrow? I don't know why that wouldn't be a possibility. I'm not going to pick up the tedder because when I had the tedder in the up position, the tractor was reporting low compaction, but when the tedder is in the down position, it was reporting no compaction. So I think the tedder and this tractor are right on that cusp of no compaction versus light compaction. I don't want to really lift up the tedder until I am just about off the field. I left the PDA up down there with the compaction chart showing, or the graph, or whatever you want to call it, where it shows you the amount of. Go here and we go look. No compaction, no compaction. Let's go up here, pick it up, and now we are at light compaction, having it up off the ground. So just that little bit of extra weight on the rear of the tractor has made a fairly big difference. I'll back this over here out of the way. And we're going to go ahead and we're here to our other tractor, which apparently we left running. Comes up no compaction there. But as soon as we hook up to this Merge Max, we might get a different story. I know the Merge Max itself was reporting compaction. We'll just have to see if we can't play with the tires a little bit. Up and out here, the corner of our building. Might need a front weight. Compaction. Definitely have weight on the tractor. Alright. Can't change the tire pressure on our merge max. Have to on out here. Unfold, and I'm going to merge middle. So I have the option. Work mode middle. Okay, that's pop it on. This thing windrowing. Or straighten out here best we can. Off to the races we go. Pretty big windrow because we do have full growth or fully fertilized on our grass. Definitely not going to try to merge left and merge right to merge two rows together. Baler would choke on that type of input, so it's probably going to have a big enough problem with this input we've got. We'll just make do. We may think about swapping out this merger. I had entertained the idea of swapping this merge max and the tedder out for a veneer rake or veneer rake. It's the rake that windrows and teds at the same time. But I didn't do that. I was thinking, well, we'll just go ahead and use the equipment that we started the series with and just use it throughout the summer and autumn. But if it's gonna cause compaction problems on my grass fields, then maybe I should be swapping it out. Let's have to see. The other rake should definitely be lighter. Shouldn't have the weight this thing has. This thing is a beast. But the veneer rake, it has about the same reach as the reach of the butterfly mower's width. I don't know how many meters that is. I don't know if that's 7 meters or 9 meters or what that is. But it has a pretty good reach on it. I've got another rake also that I could bring in. It is really wide though. It is big. But it also teds in windrows. But I'm worried that it's just going to be too big for some of these grass fields that we've got. And just going to be impractical. That's my only hesitation there. The other option would be to just swap out merge max here and go for one of those bigger rakes, bigger in-game rakes. Just have to see how it all works out. up, round, down. Alright, well, I'll be right back with you once we get to baling. So we had just about one whole bale in the baler from last year. So we quickly spit that one back out. Trying to have to check and just make sure that that hay bale is not moldy or anything before we go and feed that to our sheep. Making pretty good progress. We've already made 1, 2, 3, 4 bales, and we're not even partway around first time. I think last year we made maybe 20 some bales off of this field. See how well we did. Interesting enough, we don't really need to worry about the merge packs causing compaction because the baler here is causing compaction. Take a look. So the tractor and the baler, and it's hooked up. It is, let's get this thing up. It is causing compaction also. So like I said, we don't need to worry about our merge packs causing it because the baler we're using is causing it. And, well, if this little round baler is causing compaction, then any other baler that we would pick should definitely be causing issues. Unless we find one that has really big fat tires on the back. Back this up. Tried changing the air pressure on the baler also, but it wouldn't let me. So it's interesting that not all tire configurations are allowing the decrease of pressures. Didn't even come up as an option to decrease tire pressure. Seriously need to remember to pay attention to this baler. Square bales are so much easier when you just run through the field and spit out behind you. You don't have to stop or anything. Not getting that beep. Expecting. Let's change that to baler beep to 90% and see if that helps. It only baler beeps if we are in cab. Oh. Let's see. Should be beeping right now. Above 90%. Let's go ahead and do a bale inside then and figure out why this thing's not beeping. One. So 5%. Keep it all. Let's change this to 70%. Set it at 70%, see if we get a beep. But when there we got beep. So let's change it to 80%. Set it to 90%. See if it beeps now. Any beep is going to be better than no beep, because if it doesn't beep, I'm going to forget all about it and just keep on hammer down. I had to make hay for such a long time here. Nope, no beep at all. 90%. Set it to 80% again. That works. This is using that baler beep mod. Just the beep tone, the alert tone. There it goes. Cuts off pretty quick though. Not paying attention, you won't hear it. Or it might cut off if we've got so much feeding through the baler that that it just gets straight to the cutoff point. Or it manages to beep. That might be a possibility. So. In there. Alright guys, well we're just going to finish on baling this field up. And when I come back, I guess I'll tell you how many bales we got off of it. And then we're going to close on out. Alright guys, so we have gotten our hay bales finally baled up. And we're going to spend the rest of the day picking these up and put them away here at the sheep farm. But overall, we got a total of 30 bales off of this little field here. And so far for this map, we've made 604 bales in all. As you can see, we've pretty much pinkified this whole area with the baler causing the low compaction. So there's not much we can do about that. So until next time, guys, happy farming.